Load shedding, the deliberate and temporary interruption of electricity supply to certain areas here in South Africa, has become a routine occurrence over the past few years. Eskom, the country's power utility, has been struggling to keep up with the demand for electricity due to various factors. These include years of underinvestment and a lack of maintenance. The interruption of electricity supply has led to financial losses and losses in productivity. As a result, many small businesses and enterprises have been forced to shut down. Busisiwe Magau manages this establishment. It's a lifestyle lounge that used to be quite popular.
The business before load shedding, it was good because the customer, they are coming that time, that moment. So in this period of this load shedding, the customer, like when there is a load shedding, they never come anymore. So it's how it affects our businesses.
Magau says she's now worried that they may have to close shop.
As we don't have another plan, we don't have generators. Sometimes we just using those candles and then wait for the customer to come. But sometimes we stay maybe for 2 to 3 hours. There's no customer. There's no customers.
It's the same story for Mashudu Nyadzani. Nyadzani is a barber at this beauty bar in Johannesburg. He says their business is simply not coping because of load shedding.
Load shedding
Load shedding set us back. It forces us to try and use alternatives like generators, and we simply cannot afford those alternatives. We are struggling and end up not being able to pay even our own workers.
Let us take a person, just one person, who runs a salon in the fringes of Durban or the fringes of Johannesburg or Pretoria, and there's load shedding. If ever there's load shedding, they just cannot, because many of them cannot afford to have an engine for that small studio they're operating from. So it means if ever there's load shedding, they cannot do business, and they don't have many fixed overheads, but those overheads that they have will make it very difficult for them to sustain their businesses, because at the time when the shop was closed, then they could not make money, unlike with big businesses who, because they've got larger overheads, but they also have a bigger customer base.
The South African government has not made any firm commitments as to when the load shedding will be ended.